All right, today we're undertaking a deep dive into, well, probably the most competitive digital environment anywhere, the Chinese market.
No question about it.
We've gathered a stack of sources, really focusing on building a blueprint for market entry. And the mission today, it's all about analyzing those local Chinese digital competitors so you can actually craft an effective, even aggressive strategy.
Aggression is definitely the word.
Mm-hmm.
In China, they operate under this concept called the huge crowd strategy. Rin Shu means, extreme, almost overwhelming competition is just the norm.
Wow.
Yeah, local companies thrive on it. So any Western firm thinking they can just waltz in with their standard global playbook, that's basically a guaranteed failure. Forget blind entry.
Okay, so the stakes are incredibly high. What we need to do then is extract the absolute core insights, technical, strategic that you need for any hope of success. We're talking search, AI analysis, and those crucial social ecosystems. Let's unpack this.
Sounds good.
First up, search. It seems the immediate thing is realizing Google isn't the player. You have to pivot entirely to Baidu, right? They've got, what, over 60% market share?
Over 60%, yeah. And you have to understand, Baidu just operates differently from Google or other global crawlers.
How so, technically?
Well, fundamentally, it prefers simplicity. Clean, static HTML is best. If your site relies heavily on complex JavaScript, you absolutely need server-side rendering. No question.
Server-side rendering, why is that so critical for Baidu specifically?
It goes back a bit. Baidu's crawler historically prioritized stability and very direct relevant signals over complex code that might change frequently or cause loading issues. Latency was a bigger factor too. So clean and simple wins.
It almost sounds like SEO from 10 years ago in the West.
Kind of feels that way, but it's the current reality there. Baidu leans heavily on literal on-page factors. That means you need to actively maintain a specific keyword density, usually around 2 to 4% in your main body content.
2 to 4%.
Yeah, and your backlink strategy. Forget global links. They need to come from local Chinese sites. Think domains ending in .cn or .com.cn.
Got it. Local relevance above all else.
Exactly. And speed. The market is overwhelmingly mobile, like 99.7% mobile usage. So your site must load fast. We're talking under 2 seconds.
Under 2 seconds. How do you achieve that?
Baidu actually has its own tool for this, MIP, Mobile Instant Pages.
Yeah.
You really need to look into using it for optimization.
Okay, so standard Baidu SEO gets you part way, maybe reveals competitors optimizing traditionally. But how do you find the emerging threats, the ones maybe not playing the old SEO game?
That's where you bring in China's own domestic large language models, the LLMs. This is a crucial layer.
Using local AI to analyze the local market. Makes sense.
Precisely. It's like a 3-layered AI analysis. These Chinese LLMs are incredibly good at parsing highly localized, often unstructured Chinese text. Think specialized forums, niche industry blogs, even government white paper stuff Western tools might completely miss.
So you get a deeper, more nuanced view of the competitive landscape. What are the main tools here? You mentioned 3 layers.
Yeah, the 3 big ones for analysis right now are Tongyi Qianwen, often called Quen. It's great for fresher insights because its data is massive and updated constantly.
Okay, freshest data from Quen. What else?
Then there's Wengxin Yian, or ErnieBot. It's generally very useful for understanding the broader market context, maybe refining your communication strategy.
General context, communication.
Yeah.
And the 3rd layer, you mentioned high-performance reasoning.
That's DeepSeek. It really excels when you need deep analysis, technical problem solving, especially in highly specialized B2B areas. It can map out niche competitors you simply wouldn't find otherwise.
Fascinating. So AI gives you the deeper competitive intelligence. Now let's talk about actually reaching customers, the social ecosystem. Copying Western tactics won't work, you said.
It's suicide, honestly. You need platform-specific content tailored completely. Take Douyin, which is China's TikTok. It's pure entertainment first. You need high-frequency posting 3, maybe even 5 times a week. And you have maybe the first 3 seconds to grab attention. That's it.
3 seconds. Wow. And it's better for certain types of products.
Definitely. It excels at driving impulse purchases, typically lower value items, say under 200 RMB. Quick, entertaining, buy now.
Okay, entertainment impulse buys on Douyin. What about its sort of sister platform, Xiaohongshu or already?
Polar opposite in many ways. Xiaohongshu, or RD, is all about community.
Must
It's
be.
driven by detailed reviews, authenticity. People go there for considered purchases.
Considered purchases, so higher value items, more research involved.
Exactly. It skews heavily towards affluent urban women, about a 70% female audience. And get this, around 80% of searches on Xiaohongshu are specifically product or brand related. It's a primary research destination before buying.
80%, that's huge. So Douyin for awareness and impulse, Xiaohongshu for research and consideration. What about locking in loyalty, WeChat?
Yes, WeChat is your retention hub, and you need to focus on retention because acquiring followers there is incredibly expensive. We're talking an average cost per acquisition of 80 to 100 RMB.
80 to 100 RMB per follower, that's almost $14.
Yeah, it's steep. And that high cost forces you into what they call private traffic. Essentially, you're moving customer relationship management away from those costly public feeds into owned channels like WeChat groups or dedicated service accounts.
So building your own walled garden within WeChat.
Exactly. And you use WeChat mini programs within that ecosystem to offer seamless service, transactions, everything. Keep them engaged in your private space.
Okay, so wrapping this up, success really boils down to deep, deep localization. Using Baidu's own properties like Baijiahao, their native content platform for initial visibility.
Baijiahao gets prioritized in search results, definitely.
And then combining that with these incredibly platform-specific social strategies for Douyin, Xiaohongshu, and WeChat.
That's the core of it. And my final thought, maybe a bit provocative, is this. Western companies almost always grossly underestimate the budget needed. Seriously, digital marketing costs in China can sometimes be higher than in the US or Europe.
Higher?
Really, sometimes, yeah. So please, do not just apply your standard Western KPIs. Success in China relies on setting realistic China-specific metrics. And because acquisition is so expensive, those metrics need to focus heavily on long-term retention, not just grabbing quick, cheap acquisitions that don't stick.
Makes sense. Focus on retention because the upfront cost is so high.
Exactly. So as you look at entering this huge crowd, think about this. What existing, maybe simplistic metric are you still holding on to from your Western playbook that pretty much guarantees you won't survive that initial cost shock and the competitive pressure? That's when you do rethink.